Today we are going to talk about job interviews. Of course, some of us have already had many job interviews, and some of us are going to have many job interviews in the future. So I guess that this topic is going to be useful for us to remember how it was and to know how they will be. All right, so here we have some tips. Okay, here we have some tips for having a good job interview. All right, so Edgar, could you help me reading number 1? Edgar, hello. Don't be shy. You,
No, the thing is that I mute my mic, so because of all the noise that we have here in the house, so that's why I muted. Okay, number 1 is research the opportunity before your visit.
okay, pretty good. So what does this mean?
I will think that that means that we need to make some research about the company that we are planning to visit, to be interviewed in, and know about probably if you know someone that works there, ask him about the how is the that company internally, how is with its employees.
Mhm.
Probably ask about the salary, compare the company versus other companies in the salary.
Uh-huh.
See how you can grow in that company. So
Hey, that's it. Pretty good. All right. Thank you very much, Edgar. So, Laura, what do you think about this point? Number 1, is it important that we research the opportunity?
Sorry, I am just came, so I don't know what are you talking about. Sorry, I'm sorry. I am
It's
late.
okay. It's okay. So, you know what? We are talking about tips for a job interview. And here in
Okay,
number 1, they say that we have to research the
okay.
opportunity before we go. What do you think?
Um, yes, definitely you have to visit. When you have an interview, I think the most, well, before the interview, you have to check on the website some information about the company, how many employees. Sometimes you can see um, I don't know how opinions from others employees. And when you visit, when you have the interview, you can take a look around the company, if it's a good environment, or how looks the people, looks friendly, looks happy. All of those things can help you to take a best decision.
Yeah, maybe an overview about the company. All right, thank you. Julia, what do you think about this point, number 1?
Well, I think it's logical, no? It's logical to research the company, and as Laura said, see the people in I don't know, in photos, or I don't know if they are happy with their jobs, and maybe research in how many countries, if it is an international company, in how many countries it is, and all the stuff you need to convince yourself to change your mind about it is a good decision to um, apply there. Apply is like aplicar or
Uh-huh. Yeah.
okay.
And well, you know what? You're right. I totally agree with you. And even we have to research if it is a legal company. What happens if they are narcos or
Yeah.
I remember that time ago I was applying for a job, but it was so really strange because they asked all of the little girls, kind of like 18 or 19 years old, to go alone to the interview, and they were asking everyone to be so well groomed, so beautiful, and to wear a skirt. So that was so suspicious. And my mother told me not to go. And I made a fuss because I said, "Hey, mommy, I am a respectful person. I am a responsible person. I am an adult. So don't do that to me." And she said, "You know what? You won't go to that interview, period." And later on, I knew that it was a question of trata de personas,
Um,
and so it can be risky also. So we have to research the opportunity
yeah.
before we visit. All right, thank you very much. Yamile, hello, how are you?
Hello, fine, thanks. And you?
I'm fine, thank you. Okay, Yamile, do me a favor. Tell me, what about number 2? Could you help me reading, please?
Number two, prepare a list of questions you want to ask.
Okay, what does this mean?
Um, when you are looking for a job,
Huh?
for example, what kind of company is, what is your schedule, what kind of job you will do. Um, I don't know, something like that.
Is it important to do it?
If you have an interest, you have to be sorry. Yeah, if you want to ask about that question, you have to be how do you say astuto?
Smart.
Sorry,
Smart.
smart. Yeah, smart because to be polite sometimes, or it's strange for the boss or something.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, you're right. And so, Isabel, what do you think about it?
Yes, I think yes, we have to prepare some question, especially in my point of view is to ask what is the salary they are providing, because sometimes the companies make the advertisement but never say the salary, and it's a very very important point to ask there.
All
Also, if include night shifts, or if there are additional payment for night shift or overtime, because many companies these days do not want to pay overtime.
That's it. Yes, very
Yeah.
necessary to ask about it. Thank you very much, Isabel. All right, Laura, do you want to say anything?
Yes, I don't know if Isabel mentioned something about the salary. I think it's the most important thing that you have to ask. The salary.
Yes, that's it. All right. So thank you very much. Letty, could you help me reading number 3?
Sure. Sorry for being late.
It's okay,
Three.
don't worry.
Dress professionally and be neat and well groomed. I'm not clear in what neat means and well-groomed too. I don't know what it
Ah,
means.
neat means that you have to be extremely clean. And well-groomed means that you have to be very formally dressed, very beautiful, but formal.
Okay.
All right. And do you think that it is important?
Sure, because it's the way that you present in front of others. So you, how do you say, ser profesional, verse profesional,
Uh, to look professional.
to look professional.
All right. Thank you very much. Norma, what do you think about it?
Well, I think it's important because it says a lot about your personality and about your character. And well, if you are looking or you're hunting for in a job hunting, you need to just to shop casual and well dressed, clean. And I think
That's
it's important the impression you give the employers.
all right. Thank you very much. Okay, Isabel, would you mind helping me to read number 4? Isabel, yoo-hoo, don't be shy.
Sorry,
It's
I
okay.
mute my mic. Okay, for arrive a few minutes early. So that's I think that's important because always we must be sharp, especially in a interview for a job. And I think Mexicans we are not so sharp in this this item.
Yeah, that's it. We are very unpunctual. Well, not everybody, of course, but yeah, it is a characteristic of Mexican people. All right. So, Edgar, what do you think about this?
Well, I think it's important because this has to be considered as one of the keys for the employee to recruit some person to see if they arrived early or they were on time, because maybe that's what you're going to do when you get the job. So if you are on time, then probably when you work there, you will be on time also. And if you arrive minutes after your interview, is probably that you in your new job, you're going to be late also. So that means a lot to the company to recruit um, to recruit new personnel.
Aha. Yeah, it talks about your habits and your
Yes,
seriousness.
right.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Who wants to read number 5? All right, Norma, we listen to you.
Take a few copies of your CV, a notepad, and a pen.
All right. Do you consider it is necessary? Well, I mean that we have lots of technology. I can have my CV, the notepad, and how to write in my cell phone.
Well, it's important to have copies of your CV because, well, in that paper you will give them all the information how they're gonna reach you, your cell phone, your email, all of your personal, yes, academic and personal information, and it's important to, I don't know, to give a copy.
Aha, yeah. But what about the notepad and the pen?
Well, it's important to always have with you a pen, because if you want to, I don't know, write down something, and a notepad because you can also take notes about, I don't know, things that you're missing on your CV or things you need to consider about the job. Could be.
Yeah, it could be. Thank you very much. All right. So anybody else's opinion about this?
Oh yes, I have an opinion. I think it's better the cell phone or tablet because I don't know, but I think if you have a notepad or a pen, you could be another image like an old something like that.
It could be, but well, I don't know. Anybody else who wants to say anything about this point? All right, Isabel.
Yes, I think it is necessary because even the technology is available. Still, these days, some companies do not allow you to bring in your cell phone or your tablet because of security issues. So it's better to have a notepad and a pen to take a note, and of course, you a copy of your or for your CV.
You're right. In some companies, whenever you enter as a visitor, they ask you, do you have any computer equipment? Do you have any tablet with you? Because you have to put it in the registration area, or you have to make a very extensive registration for that equipment. So yes,
Yeah.
right. All right, thank you very much. Okay, anybody who wants to read number 6? Volunteers.
I can read.
All right, thank you.
6. Maintain eye contact and show interest in everyone involved in the interview.
All right, what do you think about it?
I think that it's important to show respect. And if somebody is talking to you, I think that the correct thing to do is just keep the eye contact, because show that you are interested on the topic that they are talking about, or probably show security, self-confidence too. And also it's about corporal language.
Yeah, that's it, body language.
Body language.
Yeah, and anybody else's opinion? Yes, you know what? It is also a sign, well, psychologists said, that whenever you are serious on what you are saying, you maintain eye contact. And whenever you are lying, you are directing your eyes to any other place because you don't want to be caught on a lie. So yes, it is important to maintain that eye first to show interest. It shows also interest. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so who wants to read number 7?
Me.
All right.
Okay. 7. Never discuss money in the first interview.
What do you think about this?
I think in the first interview, the person must show the skills and how do you say competencias?
Competences.
Competences, and then ask for the salary.
Okay, pretty good. Thank you. Omar, welcome.
Okay, hi, good evening. I'm sorry I'm late because I had to pick up my daughter her training. I'm sorry for too late.
Don't worry, it's okay. All right, you know what? We are talking about tips for a good interview, for a good job interview. All right.
Okay.
You know what, everybody, this topic about never discuss money facts in the first interview. What do you think? Opinions, please.
Okay. One more time, please.
Yeah, we are saying that it is not good to discuss about money when you are in a job interview. What do you think about it?
Uh,
Okay, that's your opinion. What do you? I'm sorry, Omar. Yes,
okay.
what's your opinion?
My opinion about the interview.
About to discuss about money in the first interview.
Okay. I don't understand.
We are talking about that if you are in a job interview, is it recommendable that you discuss about money in that job interview?
What is the recommendations?
We are analyzing the recommendations, 10 tips about how to do a very good job interview.
Recommendations. What I think about this.
What about this topic of discuss about money in the first interview?
Okay. I don't know.
Well, you know what? I think that it is kind of a little difficult for you now because as you are just integrated to the class, maybe you would like to know a little more about what we are talking about. So don't worry, Omar.
Okay.
Listen so that you can be aware of what is the topic. And later on, I ask you for more participation. Yes?
Okay. Perdón.
Bueno, es que es difícil ahorita que le puedas opinar bien porque te vienes integrando. Entonces,
Sí.
si quieres ahorita que vayas escuchando de qué se trata y ya luego te
Please.
participación
Please.
va a ser más fácil. All right, thank
Okay,
you.
thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
So, Edgar, what do you think about this point? Never discuss money in the first interview.
Yeah, well, I think on the first interview, even the company is not going to talk about money because they want to know about all the persons that are applying for the position. So I guess that on the first stage of their process for recruiting, they are not going to talk about that. So if they don't talk about it, I guess we don't need to talk about it too. So.
All right. Okay, thank you very much, Edgar. Julia, what do you think about this point?
Well, I think it's not correct to talk about the money in the first interview. Maybe the interviewer could think you are like, how do you say avaricioso?
Oh my, that you are, well, we can say that you are very interested in money, that the principal point for you is the money.
Yeah, maybe the interviewer could think your principal reason you are there is for the money, and we know that if we apply in a job, we have to do it because we want the job because maybe the job could grew up ourselves.
Uh-huh. Well,
Uh,
the word that you were asking is mean. They can think that we are mean people.
mean people is like a growing up or something like that.
Uh-huh. And
Okay,
here we had also the word greedy.
greedy is the same as a synonym.
Yeah, it's a synonym.
Okay.
All right, pretty good. Okay, and so please, Laura, tell me, what's your opinion about this?
Um, to be honest, it depends of the situation. If you know the people who is asking to do a job, I will probably ask for the money. Not because I am just think about money, it's just because I think it's important. Probably you don't discuss, you don't have to discuss about if you can earn more, if you can make more money. It's just to know if it's good or not. I don't know. It's my opinion, of course.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so Isabel, what do you think about this point?
Yes, I think in the first interview, so we are knowing each other. So they want to know your skills, what can you offer to the company, and you want to know how good is that company for you. So probably we are very interested to get the job. It doesn't matter the salary. So no meaning to discuss about it.
Uh-huh, that's it. All right. Thank you very much. Anybody else who wants to give your opinion about this point?
Me, teacher.
Yes, I mean, too.
All right, Letty.
I think this point it must be an strategy. It's not right or wrong.
Uh-huh.
I'm the I don't know how to say entrevistado.
The interviewed.
The interview is going to sell its skills and competence. And the company is going to offer the salary. You're going to sell you.
Mm-hmm. To sell yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's it. All right, thank you very much. Jamile, what do you think about it? You wanted to say anything.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, I think it is not a good point because when you are looking for a job, I think it's a job that apassionates you. And if you only work for money, it's not the better option. If I were the recruitment personnel and one person asked me about money, for me is not a good point because I I I were looking for, yo estaría buscando,
I would be.
I will be I will be looking for a person with passion for the job, not a person for money. And I think the job must be something that you enjoy, that you get a passion for your job, not money. The mainly question in the interview.
All right, thank you very much. That was a great opinion. Okay, Miriam, welcome. How are you? Miriam, hello. Hello. Oh, maybe Miriam is also having problems with her microphone. All right. Anybody else who wants to say anything about this point?
Okay.
All right. Yes, Omar.
Okay. Um, you ask about the aspects for an interview,
That's it.
right?
Yes.
I think that more important for the not afraid at the moment and they ask and anything because I think the reclutador, right? So reclut, mm, ¿cómo se dice reclutador?
The recruiter.
The recruiter is important that we uh, and our commentaries. I think the personality it's important. Uh, I don't know.
Well, yes, you're right. It is important, indeed, it is important to know how much we are going to earn. But, well, I would like to tell you something. In step one, in this point, we were talking about research the opportunity before your visit. So it means that we were going to look for all of the things that we could be interested in. Eh, for example, how much is the regular salary and how many opportunities for having a rise we can have. So, uh, talking about money, it's okay to ask, but it's not okay to discuss. That was the key word, discuss, not to discuss. Maybe ask, yeah, what do they mean with this discuss? No, that maybe you are going to ask, how much am I going to earn? And the people say, you know what, you are going to earn 1,000 pesos. And you say, how come? No, of course not. So I'm going, and even give me the money of my passages. Of course not. No, you are going to make that research before. Okay? Okay. So what about number 8? So Miriam, could you help me reading, please? Hello, Miriam.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can listen to you.
Okay, number 8. So do not have more than one alcoholic drink at any meal or even with a potential employer.
What does it mean? No alcohol?
During meal? Okay, during we are eating any kind of meal, even though with a potential employer. Potential employer?
What is a potential employer?
That is the question.
You know what? Unwilling, you didn't want to do it, but you found the key word. You are talking about a potential employer. It is a person who can be maybe your boss in any time. For example, let's suppose that I am in a party and suddenly my friend introduces me to his father and he says, Daddy, look, she's my friend. And he says, you know what? My father has a company and she's looking for some employees. So here, my friend's father is a potential employee.
Okay.
Or maybe my cousin, he has already graduated and he founded a company. My cousin could be my potential employer. because he says, hey, I need people working in here. Wait, tell me, cousin, what are you doing nowadays? Okay, he's a potential employer.
Okay.
So what they mean is that whenever we are in an event, in any meal, in a party with a potential employer, no more than one alcoholic drink. Why? Isn't it much better if we drink any beer or kind of like that? Norma, we listen to you.
Well, I think it's not a good idea because you are we're looking for a job. You are trying to make a good impression, and if you take more than one drink, you're gonna show that you're reckless, irresponsible, and I don't know, like bad aspect that it is not good for you to show or make that impression in your employers, on your future boss.
Yes, that's very sensible. All right, any other's opinion? Hello, don't be shy. Anybody else's opinion? Okay, Julia, we'll listen to you.
I think if you drink more than one beer or something with alcoholic um, grade,
Degree.
percentage, yeah, I think you could be like a careless, talkless, and you could say something you could regret after the meal. And that's why I think it's not a good idea. And it's a good advice, the tip 8.
That's it. Pretty good. Thank you. Anybody else's opinion? All right. Thank you very much. Now let's go to point number 9. Who wants to read?
I
listen to you.
Yes, 9. Show equal respect to all you meet.
What does it mean?
Sorry?
What does this mean?
That you have to be a congruent person, a polite person, because if you arrive at some place, you have to show equality and congruency.
Mm-hmm. Not
Because
only, yes.
Because if you need to talk with many people, and you are a unpolite person, it is not good for the company, and it's not good. It is not good for a personality.
That's it. Even it is the same if I am talking with the chairman of the company or if I am talking to the secretary or to the janitor.
Yes, exactly, because all the people are sorry, are equipo.
A team.
Team. Sorry. Yeah, team.
That's it. Yes, thank you. Anybody else's opinion? Yoo-hoo, don't be shy.
Yeah. So I guess this applies to not only to a job interview. This applies to all your life, every day. So it's not just for the job interview. I mean, this is something that you should practice every day, showing respect to the people that you meet.
That's it. Yes, you're right. Okay, thank you very much. Oh, anybody else's opinion? Yoo-hoo, hello. Don't be shy.
Me, Maggie, can I say something?
Yes, of course, go ahead.
Well, it also says the respect you show to the other members of that company also says about your education, and that's really important because it doesn't matter if you say you have the highest grade of I don't know, college or in school, but if you don't show respect for the person, that says a lot about your personality.
That's it. Yes, pretty good. So, now anybody who, Edgar, yes, Edgar, we'll listen to you.
I already say something about this point.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's because I saw the hand rights and I thought that you wanted to speak again.
I think it wasn't me. I didn't click on any hand.
Oh my, all right, thank you. Okay, so anybody who wants to read number 10?
Can I read my?
Yes, of course, Norma.
Follow up with a thank you note to each interviewer.
Okay, thank you. What do you think about it?
But it also says much about your education. You have to be thankful because they give you the time to listen to you, to hear what you have to say, and you need to be thankful for their time.
That's it. Thank you. Anybody else's opinion? Laura, Omar?
Yeah, I
Yes.
have a doubt because I don't understand very well. Follow up with a thank you not. It's only verbal or it's writing.
I think that it is a written note.
Okay.
Because, yes, they say note.
Yeah, because for me it could be difficult. Speaking, it's very okay, but if I have to write it, it's for me difficult to interviewer.
Yeah,
But I prefer by in live, face to face. Thank you.
yes, that's it. All right, anybody? Laura, please.
Yes, I think at this point, I could say that it probably depends of the culture. I mean, because in Mexico we are not used to write a note saying thank you, or probably an email, but no on that, not in that formal way. So probably just we say thank you,
Uh-huh.
but that's all. Not for a note or not for a letter. Not like
Yeah. You know what? All right, Letty, we listen to you. Thank you, Laura.
When I was young, in my interviews, I didn't never do this. I don't know. I have to do this until now.
Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe it is something like what Laura said, that in our country we are not used to such a formality. In fact, when I read that note, I said to a thank you note, oh my, and should I invite them to go to the movies or flowers or what? But yes, for us it's something like excessive. But
I think so.
say thank you to show that we are thankful.
Yeah, Maggie, I have something I want to share.
Yes.
So I remember that I had one interview a long time ago. So I was curious about why I wasn't selected for the position. So I called the RH team on that company and asked why I wasn't selected. And obviously it depends on the company. They were open to talk about it. So it's also the same. Well, I consider it's the same for the thank you note. Some companies are open to probably have a follow-up, not only to receive thank you notes, but just to provide the candidates some feedback about the interview that they had.
That's it. Yes, you're right. And well, here they say to each interviewer, you know what? Sometimes we are not going to be interviewed by only one person. Sometimes we are going to be interviewed for more than two. So yes, we have to be prepared sometimes. I remember time ago, some years ago, I went to a job interview to a very big school in Mexico City. And I remember that they were 6 interviewers. I felt that it was not a job interview, it was my professional exam. And so they were asking me some things one by one, of course. They were observing my class, but it came a moment when everybody began to do questions at the same time, and one of them began to raise their level of his voice. I was so confused because I didn't know what was happening. I felt that they were aggressive, attacked. But suddenly my reaction was to raise my hand and to count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Silence, kids, please pay attention. And so they realized that I knew what was happening. They were acting as if they were students. So it was kind of like a little trick for me to see what my reaction could be. So sometimes we are not only being to ask questions, but also suddenly a quick test about how we react. Okay, and so
And I remember also an interview that I had that there were 2 persons in the room. One of them was asking the questions and the other one was just listening. And I believe it was because they want to see my reactions, they want to see my body language. So he didn't participate too much in that meeting, but I believe that the reason he was there, it was because he wanted to see me in action, or he wanted to see how I was behaving in the interview.
yes, it could be. So sometimes there could be more than one interviewer. Okay, thank you very much. You know what? Let's go to another part of our presentation. Look at this. Here we have some common nonverbal mistakes made during job interviews. So Edgar, could you help me reading, please, the first one?
Yeah, the first common nonverbal mistakes made during job interviews is fail to make eye contact. 70%.
67%.
Yeah, 67. Oh man.
It's okay. Yeah, you're right. So whenever we don't make eye contact, people may think that we are lying, that we are not reliable. So it's important to make that eye contact. All right, thank you. Julia, please you help me with the next.
Yeah. 37% have little knowledge of the company.
You know what? One day I was asked, why do you want to work with us? And I said, because I am a very poor person. Of course, I was not called any. I was not
Right.
contracted. So I didn't know anything about the company. The only one thing I was looking for was money. So I was not a good candidate. All right. So please, Miriam, could you help me reading the next?
Okay, don't smile. Don't smile.
Yes. So 38% don't smile. Is it bad?
Okay, 38% don't smile.
Thank you very much. Is it bad that we don't smile?
Was it's a okay? I don't think so. You don't have to be really serious. I suppose that maybe quite you can smile. Why not?
Yes.
In fact, I have never been in an interview in order to look for a new job. No, I have never. And I think
Well,
the first time I was really nervous, but well, I think I could smile. Why not?
yeah, because you know what? A smile can be a nice breaker. So yes, it is important to do that so that we can relax.
Yes.
All right. So please, could Jamile help me reading the next?
Yeah, 33% have bad posture.
All right. So we don't see it in the best way, or we are folding our arms like she does. So it is not good because it means that you are defending.
Worried?
So that you are avoiding receive orders or comments. Okay, so what about, give me a moment, what about this one? Please, could you, Edgar, help me reading the next one? This 33%.
It yet too much,
We blink our eyes too much.
or moving your fingers or your hands too much will say that's fidget.
Yeah, it shows that we are extremely nervous.
Right.
All right, so look at this. Statistics show that first impressions are determined by, please, Isabel, could you help me reading?
Which one, sorry?
This one, the 55%.
Oh, okay. 55%, the way you dress, act, and walk through the door. So I think that means that when you open the door and get in the office where they interview,
Yeah.
so it must be very polite and careful. Do not drop the door and make too much noise.
Yeah.
So be a kind people.
And be self-confident.
Yes.
Yes, it is. So it means that the first impression, most of the times, is determined by the first impression, how you look, how you act. Okay, thank you, Isabel. All right, so Omar, could you please help me reading the next one? This 38%. Omar, hello, yoo-hoo. Omar, don't be shy. Maybe Omar is having problems with his microphone.
Okay.
All right.
You heard me?
Yes.
Okay. 38%, the quality of your voice, grammar, and confidence.
How we
I
speak.
okay. I think that the quality of your voice is more important because and the first impressions it's important and the voice or the quality of the voice uh, de- determined in an interview. Um, well, it's more important.
How we sound. All right, pretty good, thank you. So, Letty, could you help me reading number 7? The last, please.
Sure. 7% the words you choose to say.
You know what? I was training my speech. I was practicing all day long what to say, and it shows that it is not so important. So the most important is appearance and how we speak, how we walk, how confident we are. All right. Well, you know what? I don't know if you want to say any comment. I hope that this topic has been interesting for you. Do you want to say anything or to ask anything else?
Me.
No? Yes. Okay, Julia, we listen to you.
Well, I think the body language speaks louder than your voice.
Okay.
Because,
Yes.
if you act in a confident way, if you dress comfort with clothes, I think it count more all the words you can say in an interview.
Excellent. Yes, you're right. Well, thank you very much for your attention, for your attendance, and for your participation. For me, it was a very interesting session. Thank you very much. Have a very good night.
Thank you,
Thank
Mikey,
you,
Bye.
Mike.
for your time.
See you next week.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Have a
Thanks
nice
for your cooperation.
Thanks to you. Have a very
Have a
good
nice,
night.
okay, have a nice weekend.
Likewise, thank
Have a
you.
nice
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you
Good
next
night.
week.
See you next. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.